Hello, hello, hello again. Welcome. Welcome to, it's not even Riftsember anymore. It's gone from Rifts, yeah. So, my apologies. But I'll keep putting out Rifts videos because until I have no more to say on the topic. So, last I've been told, I'd like to hear about problem players. Yeah, I've had those. What person running games has not had to deal with a problem player? So I've only had a few, just a few, really. One. No, they were both pretty stubborn. I'm gonna limit it to two different types. One, just complete. I'll say I was guilty in this. I railroaded a campaign, and King Arthur ended up killing the character. King Arthur had slain the man in a cage, and that's not what a noble king would do. And so the player, within his rage, he acted out, didn't abide by the game. He wanted to do everything his way. And me, the inexperienced GM, said, okay, well, he's slain you. And mid-sentence, as I was telling him he can revive his character can revive under the Millennium Tree. This is a gigantic tree that reaches up to the stars from the planet Earth. And is a sentient entity and can bestow heroes with armor, weapons, and a revive. You can revive under the Millennium Tree. Not the Millennial Tree. It won't be able to get its own house. Want. Bad millennial joke. Yeah, other than that, basically just a character that liked rocking the boat. He was in the middle of ripping up his characters as I was telling him, dude, you can revive your character. So he had just sudden catharsis about, let me try and piece my character back together because I just ripped him into 50 little shreds. Maybe some duct tape ought to do it. But that one might be a bit on me. It went both ways that night. As for the other player, this guy. If you know me personally, you're going to automatically know who this is. This guy wanted to play the Incredible Hulk in every game. And if he didn't want to play the Incredible Hulk, he wanted to play Superman. He wanted to play pre-existing characters in a Rifts game. He wanted to play. No, there was this time he did want to play a werewolf, and you know what? I was actually kind of fine with that. He did want to play a vampire, but he wanted to play Spike from Buffy, and it's like, look, vampires really don't. I did give him a chance. I gave him the biggest chance ever, and said, okay, well, you can roll the character up. I can't guarantee he's going to be freed from the vampire intelligence, but you can try. So I shouldn't have let him. So he rolled percentile and broke free of the vampire intelligence's sentience or control. So he was able to move, act, and everything else of his own will. instead of just being like this giant ancient one's avatar. This giant ancient one's right hand, like just no free will for himself. It's just only what the boss wants. So he played a vampire. He played it all right. I did put a few restrictions on him. He was always, I told him you had to have, your coffin with the soil of your homeland so you can sleep in it. Yeah, I went a little Vampire the Masquerade with those rules that you have to, keep this on you, keep that on you. Oh, these humans, they don't. Another thing with playing a vampire, no one's going to trust you. No one. Not even the players. That is a monster. Oh, God, what else did you want to play? He didn't want to play Godzilla, but he certainly wanted Godzilla in his games. On top of that, he wrote up stats for waifus and asked me to throw them into the game. And he wanted to go on dates with them and court them. And I'm thinking, dude, you really, really need a girlfriend. Like IRL, PLZ. Yeah, he made these characters with over like a strength of 200, a damage bonus of like 100 and what was it, like 279 plus damage. Like, you're going to turn everything into just dough or some spaghetti sauce. Everything's going to be spaghetti sauce. He's going to gently caress his waifu's cheek and accidentally take her entire head off. That's exaggerating. Really, there's having fun playing the game, and then there's going overboard. You've gone full retard. The Tom Hanks, he still had a level of intelligence. He had heart. He had stuff to make up for his shortcomings. In this, he just went all the way. He even went into situations where he damaged the fellow players and dragged them to he had the Incredible Hulk drag a guy to the hospital by his leg, lost the guy, kept the leg, and held the leg out for the doctor. You fix. No, you can't do that. So, when you're making a character for Rifts, when you want everyone around you to not cringe, try not to get too attached to the NPCs. That's lesson 1. And 2, try and humble yourself. Have a weakness. Have something. Even Superman's weak against kryptonite. As for the Incredible Hulk, with the way you wrote him, you cut off his air. It's like, oh, well, he took a big breath before he left Earth. So he's good. Well, as for problem players, that's those are 2 of the first examples that come to my head when I first think of these. Trying to think of anyone else. Actually, yeah, I did have a one-off with 2 brand new players. I went up to their house up in way up in Michigan. This is pretty far, probably an hour or 2 drive from Ohio, and we sat down. I got out my stuff so I can run a game for him. I made my own map and own everything, and it was Rifts, but it was technically like off-world, still a mega damage area. And I asked them, okay, you're scaling the cliff. I need you to roll to climb. And they burst out laughing, and I looked so confused. And they said, "Well, we don't have to roll. It's high enough. It's a high enough percentage to where we won't fail." It's like, but it's not 100%. So they threw a fit. I went home. Well, no, I at least tried to run a proper game for them, and they weren't into it. They're being really, really bad rules lawyers. They're telling me like what I need to do as a GM. Like they completely stopped and then started GMing themselves. It's like, oh, what am I here for? That's another thing. Don't pirate the game from the GM. Don't. As an inexperienced GM and player, when I was just getting into Rifts, I did that at least once. Like I wanted to kind of bring a little comedy. It's like no, oh god, I'm dying here. Well, yeah, I'm gonna tell my men to flash back to right before the battle and let them know I said this. It's like, no, I didn't. It's like, no, you didn't, Joe. No, you didn't. Stop it. Like, even I was a problem player at one point. Everyone has their moments. Some you have to be patient with. Others, it's best not to continue on. And those are all my thoughts. Again, don't get too attached to the NPCs. I mean, it's just a game, of course. Try and keep yourself humble, and don't rip the books out of the GM's hands, or the game. Don't rip the game out of the GM's hands. It's not very nice. So that's all I got. I'll talk to you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys can share some thoughts with me. Like, subscribe, Patreon, link in the description. Alright, see you later.